Hello and welcome to another one of PanideaTech's webinars on technology commercialization. Today we're going to look at open innovation and some of the challenges in open innovation and research and development and how systems have changed over the last few years. First off, we need to understand how things have changed in R&D today versus how they were 20 and 30 years ago. At this point in time, R&D facilities are now being outsourced. Companies are cutting back on their research staff, they are cutting back on their internal people, and they're going toward outsourced organizations. They are laying off organizations, and basically what they're trying to do, instead of building a large R&D organization which will continually run over a long period of time, is bring in a more smooth flow of financial costs as they're related to projects, bring in people as they're needed, bring in more partnerships, bring in more opportunities for collaboration with other organizations. Direct employees are more and more being phased out and being outsourced. With open innovation, crowdsourcing, and contract services, there's a lot more motion and a lot more direction in the corporate environment toward third-party usage. This also is moving a lot of the jobs from the United States into other parts of the world, which is a really important trend to understand as people start looking for science and other degrees within the United States. A lot of these companies are moving to where the new markets are, which is in Asia, in India, in China, and also Africa, which is going to be a very, very huge market over the next 20 or 30 years. The second challenge is in the patent area. Previously, there was a great deal of collaboration between different organizations and different researchers. The idea now is that because universities are moving more into the patent space, there's a blackout period when they cannot comment or publish any information on the technology. When they don't publish that information, you lose the chance to share and to collaborate openly. What you actually have are more siloed approach, where a university will develop a patent and develop an idea and then publish it and then start discussing where the opportunities are. This is getting more interesting if you follow the University of Texas at Austin, because there's been a report that came out from an advisor to the head of the regents on what is the value of research within the organization. So the bottom line is, where's the talent going to go? Where are we going to find it? And where are we going to make sure that in the long run we have the expertise in each of these different areas when they become part of an outsourcing project? So the result of the problem is that we lose R&D resources internally. We lose the ability to prioritize our own staff. We lose the ability to keep these people working on specific projects, even if there is some downtime. You don't take the long-term view on your employees, and you don't take the long-term view on contractors as you do with your employees, because you're not going to see that they get training. You're not going to take a junior scientist and build them into a senior level scientist. You will have blocks of senior level scientists who are very important to you, but when they retire, you may not have the bench to bring other people into those larger roles. This also turns into a loss of risk takers within the corporate environment. This loss of risk takers is people who will take a look at disruptive technologies, who will look at ideas and try to find out where the challenges are, when more of the trend is going to be toward more to the bottom of the line. And looking at a lot of American companies and where their priorities are within the R&D market, we see that most of them are looking for things that are fast paying, more in the area of consumer goods, more first world health and beauty goods, rather than trying to find some game-changing new ideas. There is an avoidance of the disruptive idea because the disruptive ideas does not fit into the model, the financial model that's been developed, where they're trying to find more and more of these ideas that are going to have a short and direct payoff rather than a cost and an unknown payoff. The bottom line is, within the corporate environment, people will risk their departments, they will take initiatives, they will take chances, but they will not take risks with their personal careers, particularly when you become a senior manager or a vice president or somewhere high up along the corporate food chain, because at this point you're looking at the stock options and a point where there's more interest in maintaining safety rather than taking new risk. Corporations also don't support a risk model. People within a corporate environment won't go out and say, I'll try this new initiative, I will go out on my own, I will work with it, because the corporation will not provide the reward for taking on that kind of risk. So that's the first part of the problem, and understanding what the definitions are, and this is how we see it at PanideaTech. In our next stage, we'll talk more about crowdsourcing and some of the challenges that are in there. Thanks for joining us.